I think one of the reasons that I ran for chair was because I thought there was a real lack of clarity as to what it meant to be a Republican, both nationally and in the state. We talked for many years about shaky Republicans and what that meant. And I think when I first came back to Rhode Island and first got involved in politics, I sort of thought that was a good thing, and I had a feeling that was some sort of, pro-environment, Teddy Roosevelt Republicanism. But I think that if that's ever what it was, it's not quite where it is today. We can go out and talk about social services welfare till we're blue in the face, but we're hypocrites if we don't get rid of the corporate welfare first. If we don't stand at least on equal ground and get rid of both of them. And there's hundreds of millions of dollars, enough to get rid of our budget deficit tomorrow, just in the special deals, whether it's a special deal for somebody who just doesn't want to work, but we pay him not to, or somebody who has brought a company here, and then as soon as we stop the cost of state dollars, they leave. So we're guilty as a state on all fronts. I think as a party, we need to attack it on all fronts in order to keep our own credibility. So give me $5. On illegal immigration, I was talking to somebody about my efforts to recruit Republicans in the minority and particularly the Latino communities. That is not in conflict with an objection to illegal immigration. It is a fact. Illegal immigration is a fact. And if we don't follow the numbers, then we will just get smaller. But that being said, we need to enforce all laws. I'm listening to Matt Allen on the way over here, and the best thing I've heard on this whole issue that's come up in the last few days about the gentleman who asked for a Social Security card in the business, the best thing I heard was that there actually is a law against that. And it has to do with something that we should be very proud of, which is not having a national ID card. This is a Republican point here that has to be made, that the reason that it's illegal to ask somebody for your Social Security card has nothing to do with illegal immigration. It has to do with personal privacy. I got a call today from the Providence Journal. A reporter at the Providence Journal who had a copy, Mark Arsenault, who had a copy of the financial statements that I had shared amongst the folks that have been asking the questions. So I try to be open, I try to give people what it is that they had asked for, with the expectation that this is amongst ourselves. We have a party, we have an organization. So I spent half an hour on the phone with Providence Journal for a story that's going to be in there Monday, explaining what we're doing, explaining my strategy for fundraising, for candidate funding, and all that. Because what do? Do I just not say anything? Do I just say, oh, Mark, I don't want to talk to you about it? If you look at our account on any given day, if you look at our account the day we had to pay for the breakfast at the University Club so we could raise 10 grand when Mike Duncan was here, or 8 grand, or whatever it was, and you look at the day that we sent that mailing out, yeah, our account balance is going to be down. But as anyone who has a financial background knows, you don't look at a moment in time to make a judgment about a business. This is Rhode Island. My theory is there are no secrets in Rhode Island, so I don't have that much concern about our strategies going out there, because I just assume our strategies are always out there anyway. But, we don't need to make it easy on them. We don't need to make it easy on them. So the reason this is happening is because there are people who believe that we should ignore the benefit, the wonderful position we are in 2008, and we should not be putting money into recruiting candidates, into getting our message out there, into convincing new Rhode Islanders and independent Rhode Islanders to become Republicans and vote Republican. And they think we should put our heads in the sand and spend the next 2 years waiting for a 2010 election. A 2010 election for governor. Because they have, why, Donovan asked? Because they have one person in mind who they want to help, and they'll do that to the detriment of this party because it's about one person. I committed to a 2-year term as chairman of this party. I made my commitment, I'm sticking to it. I'm not stopping. I'm not going to stop doing this. I'm not going to put my head in the sand. I'm not going to spend the next 9 months worrying about 2010.